Hi, I'm Jonathan Finkelstein of Credly. Thank you all for being here today. All of us are part of a labor market that values our knowledge, our skills, and abilities. But when you think about it, all of the players in the labor market today have been traditionally using different forms of communicating those skills. As individuals, we write our own resumes and post our self-reported professional profiles. Education and training providers produce a one-line certificate or a transcript, and employers write job descriptions that try to approximate what it is that they're looking for in a candidate. So everyone has a different approach to communicating the skills they're looking for, but at the end of the day, everyone's looking to do the same thing: communicate what it is that somebody knows, what can they do, and how can I trust it? So what's happening is there's an evolution towards a focus on competencies or verified competencies. You might think of these as what we traditionally call credentials. Credly is a platform for managing verified competencies and credentials. We provide the ability for organizations to define, issue, and manage those credentials and understand better what competencies people have. We're creating the ability for organizations to have a currency to talk the same language. We do this using digital credentials, which improve on those traditional ways of communicating skills. First of all, they bring a level of transparency that none of the traditional formats actually bring. They have a richness of data that includes everything from the actual evidence of what somebody's skills were and the details of their alignment to standards and what kinds of assessments were conducted. And they bring a level of security and tamper-proof characteristics to a credential that actually improves the overall integrity of the system. And they return insights to all players in this new economy about what it is that people can do, where those skills are being put to use, and how to better connect people with opportunities. Thousands of organizations are now using this new form of currency. Credly supports groups from K-12 and workforce development all across the higher education sector, including professional and industry associations upskilling their members and directly within the workforce setting itself. At the end of the day, though, organizations are using Credly more than just to issue an individual credential, but to tell a more complete, more accurate story of what it is that somebody can do. We're providing a portable and data-rich competency profile that doesn't get locked up at any one institution, but allows people to carry those assessed, verified skills with them. And for education and training providers, we're acting as the real-time virtual registrar that ensures that each individual has access to verified credentials about their competencies in real time without needing to wait for some traditional, more opaque, bundled representation of their accomplishment. In my hometown, New York City, organizations like LaGuardia Community College are using digital credentials to allow students to indicate what skills they have that align to national standards for workforce readiness. And at universities like Bellevue, students are earning digital credentials that not only contain the specific competencies of what it is they learned, but are immediately applicable to the places where they work, including through partnerships with Home Depot, Verizon, and SunTrust. All of the data around their accomplishments are baked into that credential, making it much easier for employers to know that the individuals have the skills they're seeking. And it turns out employers really care about this. Most employers find that they don't know if their local colleges or universities are preparing people with the specific skills they're seeking, and an equal number of employers indicate that they prefer this digital format for verifying workforce readiness. Industry associations are also realizing they have an important role to play. Groups like the American Institute for CPAs, with over 500,000 members, use digital credentials on Credly to create competency profiles for accounting professionals. They've completely replaced paper certificates and are providing individuals with a way of showing that they're continuously building their competence. And they're doing this also by building an ecosystem and communicating the value of this new currency to all players involved. But this also starts directly within companies as well. Employers are beginning to adopt a more competency recognition culture, like this Fortune 100 insurance company, which not only issues digital credentials for achievements within the organization, but uses them as prerequisites and job requirements in the form of digital badges that appear in internal job descriptions for promotions. And companies like IBM connect Credly to performance measures that automatically issue credentials based on performance of employees worldwide. It turns out this is not only good for individuals, it's also good for the company and the organizations who see increased employee engagement, better satisfaction of their customers, improved employee retention, and even an increase in revenue. So Credly is bringing a competency-based marketplace to scale, and we're doing this through integrations. We now have over 1,000 integrations and apps that connect digital credentials to the places where learning and assessment happens and bring them into environments where opportunities are provided to those who have verified skills. We also believe heavily and advocate for open standards, technical open standards around interoperability of these credentials, and also frameworks and standards around competencies so that the ability to understand how one competency as assessed in one environment relates to other environments. We're also seeing digital credentials drive innovation in how employers relate to education. A recent partnership with ASU Credit now allows organizations in the workforce to issue digital credentials that indicate not only the competencies that were assessed on the job, but also their alignment to college credit. Groups like Walt Disney World, KFC, and Jiffy Lube are now issuing digital credentials that provide pathways not only from education to workforce, but workforce back to education. We're also doing a lot of work around bringing credentials and this new currency to scale at statewide and regional levels, including work in the state of Colorado, where we're working with the Colorado Community College system to help fill the 15,000 unfilled advanced manufacturing jobs in the state by issuing digital credentials for each specific competency that employers are seeking, and then allowing the employers to write job descriptions that match what's in the credential. A much more efficient way, and we're finding in Colorado that employers are now using a competency-based approach to fill these manufacturing jobs. It's an approach that's working so well that it's now extending into other verticals like healthcare as well. And finally, today I'm pleased to announce that Credly is accelerating our international expansion. We announced this morning a partnership with the 140-year-old City and Guilds Group, which has provided over 20 million qualifications in the last few years, and through our relationship with their Digital Me division, are now bringing credentials to every person in the UK and Europe. I hope you'll join the movement, either by becoming an issuer or by joining our team. We are hiring. Thank you very much.